Landing a job in health tech is competitive, but with the right strategies, you can stand out. Hi, my name is Juliana, a tax consultant working at a leading health tech company, and before that, I was and still am a radiographer. On today's video, I'll walk you step by step through the recruitment process so you can go from applicant to a job offer. If you haven't watched already my first videos, 10 tips that actually works to break into medtech, you should go and check it out because those strategies build the foundation for today's video. So the health tech recruitment process is different from what we are used in healthcare. This process is longer, more competitive, and demanding. And this process can go from 3 stages to 5, depending on which role we are applying for and company as well. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. So stage 1 of the recruitment process is the screening call. The screening call is usually done by a recruiter or HR partner. It's a quick 30-minute call where they will discuss the role, the salary range, the benefits, the prerequisites you need to do to be able to do the job, the territory that you will cover, and overall the hiring process. My tip here is when salary comes out, that share your expectations, but also say that you are flexible. This shows that you are confident and it opens the door for future negotiations if you are successful on the role. Also make smart questions like, can you tell me more about the company culture? How long until I hear back from each stage, and who will be my link of contact to stay updated during this process. These questions show that you are invested and serious, and usually you will hear back from them within a day or two about next step. This stage is all about making a solid first impression. All right, so now let's move on to stage number 2. So stage number 2 is the interview with the hiring manager and or a panel. So stage 2 is the most important stage of all the recruitment process. And it is interview with the hiring manager and sometimes joined with 1 or 2 others. So this is where you really need to give it all, okay? And here's how you're going to handle it. And because this stage, it is so important, I have divided it into 5 steps. So first steps is break the ice. And it's going to happen between the first 5 to 10 minutes of your interview. After they introduce themselves and they ask you how you're doing, you're going to reply, even if you're having the worst day of your life, you're going to reply like this: I'm very well, thank you, and yourself. And then after that, you're going to add a comment about the weather. You're going to comment in something like about the weather or about today. Like you can say, oh, in here the weather is gloomy, but how's the weather is over there, or how's your day going? So the main goal here is for you to make small talk to connect with your interviewers. When you do this, everybody's going to feel less tense and more comfortable, which is going to set the tone for a more positive interview. Okay. All right, so with that, we're going to step number 2, that is your introduction, and it should be no more than 2 minutes. 2 minutes is maximum. For me, my sweet spot is 1.5, but you can go to 3. So here you're going to keep it tight and professional. And how you're going to do that? By just on this introduction answering 3 main topics. And the first one is who you are, the second, your most relevant experience, and the third, why you applied for the role and why you chose this company. And by doing that, you're already answering one of the questions they're going to ask you for sure, which is why you chose this role and the company. Okay, with that, you just show that you are proactive and dynamic. And don't forget, keep it under 2 minutes, so tight and professional. All right, so let's move to step number 3, answering those questions. So here they're going to make you technical questions about the role and scenario-based questions. Use the STAR method to structure your answers. So for who doesn't know what STAR method is, STAR method stands for situation, task, action, and resolution. To step number 4, which is ask your questions, and you should have prepared between 3 to 10 questions. Interview them too. You really want to know, or you should want to know, how is their team. So the questions that you should prepare in this stage at least 3. 3 is like the bare minimum, and 10 the maximum. If you do not want to make 10 questions, at least have 5 questions prepared. So you're going to ask them, how is the team? Okay, what are the goals of the team? What are the company goals? What training they provide to the new starters? How is success is measured in the role, especially for the new starters? And this shows that you are committed and informed. Okay, and with that, we're going to the final step. On the step number 5, it's wrap it up. So what you're going to do is ask them about next steps and thank them for the opportunity, and then you're going to finish with a positive note like this. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope I will see you again soon. And with that, we've finished the stage number 2. Don't forget, stage number 2 is the most important, is where you need to give it all, because unfortunately, if they do not like you here, it's end of the role. It's done. It's finito, and we want to go until the last stage and get that offer. All right, so now let's go to stage number 3. So, just a side note, between stage 2 and 3, some companies, depending on the role you are applying, especially for sales, clinical sales roles, they will have like a Gallup interview. So Gallup interview is just a 45 minutes to 60 minutes call assessment, where a specialist basically will assess if you have the right skills for the role. It's a pretty intense interview, and they will tell you don't need to worry about anything, you don't need to prepare, just be yourself. But let's be honest, you do. Trust me, you do. All right, so if you want a separate video about that, please let me know and I will definitely make it. All right, so now let's go to stage number 3, and stage number 3 is the final stage, or the presentation. And here, for most companies, thank Lord, is the final stage. And first of all, if you have made it this far, congratulations, you are among the top candidates, and that's huge. So kudos to you. Okay, you have made it this far, but it's not done yet, because we want you to get that job offer. Okay, so what's going to happen here is you're going to receive like an email from the company to tell you to prepare a 15 to 30 minutes presentation about a topic or case study that will give it to you. And my tips here, very important, is keep your presentation clean and professional. And how you're going to do that is by using neutral colors, less text, and more visuals. And aim for 20 to 25 minutes. And make sure that you practice until it feels natural. Your presentation should feel like a subject that you are just talking with your bestie. Okay, it really needs to come out naturally. So use the strategy of stage 2 to make sure that you will answer the questions like properly, because after the presentation they will make you follow-up questions, and here we're going to use like the same strategy that you use on stage number 2. And then in the end, once again, just prepare at least 3 to 5 questions about the onboarding process, the training that is provided to new starters, and ask them what are the next step, like when the decision will be made. And once again, just finish it with a positive note, thank them for the opportunity. And just a side note, if in the end of the interview they ask you about onboarding questions like when can you start, or how long is your notice period, that's usually like a great sign. It means like an offer about to be made. But, and I emphasis on but, not always. Okay, not always, but if they make those questions, it's a good sign, but not always. So yeah, be excited but not too much. All right, so stage number 4 is the offer and or team fit. So first of all, if you have made it this far, congratulations, you got the offer. So yes, congratulations. So what's going to happen next is a recruiter or HR partner, whatever the person is, will call you with an informal offer, and then follow up with an official email, company email, offering you the job. My tip here is always emphasis on always, okay, always negotiate your salary, even if the offer is great, because usually there's always room for negotiation. And while you negotiate, it shows that you are confident and you know your value, you know what you're bringing to the company. Okay, so always negotiate your salary. Okay, all right. So once again, some companies might have a team fit, and this happens a lot with sales roles, where they will invite you for their head office, and they will introduce you to the team and go through some scenarios again, and they will go through some scenarios, and then after that they will make a decision. Once again, not always this happens. It's for very specific roles, special clinical sales roles, but it's worth you knowing. All right, and with that, that's the recruitment process. It's finished, it's all done. I really hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and help me build this amazing community. And I'll also love to hear from you in the comments. So let me know, which role are you aiming for? Which area of the healthcare are you coming from? Radiography like me, nursing, or something else? Let me know down below. And if you think this video could help someone that you know, share it with them. And stay tuned. I have a day in a life video coming soon with travels and work from home inside. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye.